Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. Thanks so much for joining us today. Stefano Domenicali, chairman and CEO of Lamborghini, is stepping down. The Italian automaker announced the move on Friday, stating that Domenicali would be taking on, quote, a new and prestigious professional role in January 2021. Domenicali has held the position since 2016. In his time as CEO, Lamborghini added more than 700 jobs and doubled global sales. Sources have confirmed that Domenicali will be replacing Chase Carey as CEO of Formula One Racing. Electric vehicle manufacturers in Michigan have lost the legal battle to bypass dealers in a direct sales model. On Thursday, legislation made the decision to pass a bill that would prohibit electric vehicle manufacturers outside of Tesla from selling directly to consumers in the state. EV startup Rivian was unhappy with the ruling due to the law's inconsistency in the way it's applied to each manufacturer. The number of EV companies going public continues to grow. The latest group to make the move is ChargePoint. The company made the move in a merger with Switchback Energy Acquisition Corporation worth $2.4 billion. The deal is expected to help the electric vehicle charging network expand in North America and Europe. Officials expect the deal to close by the end of the year. A local dealership group in Ohio has found a creative way to serve their community amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Thayer Family Dealerships has opened their lots as drive-in movie nights for the fall. The company started its free screenings in July in an effort to help families get out of the house during quarantine. The family movie nights were such a hit that the dealership group decided to continue showing films throughout the fall. The showings have generated a growing audience, building from 25 cars to a crowd of 50 cars. Some of the films scheduled for the fall include Grease, Remember the Titans, and Ford versus Ferrari. Coming up next on CBT News, we get you caught up to speed on the state of the market in the CBT News Market Update, powered by LotLinx.
This segment brought to you by eLens Solutions. This is CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry. Subscribe today.
During the pandemic, tracking and acquiring inventory can be a very challenging task for dealers. To help us understand the current state of the market, we brought in industry experts Derek Mah, president of product at LotLinx, and Jasen Rice, owner of Lotpop, on the latest CBT News Market Update, powered by LotLinx. Take a look.
Jasen, I'm going to start with you. You know, inventory levels are all over the map. I speak to dealers, as you know, all over the country every day here at CBT News. And, some dealers are saying we have some inventory. Others are saying we need it. Others are saying we need it, but we can't afford it because the prices are so crazy. Talk to us a little bit about proactive stocking versus reactive buying, using demand data that can help identify models, which really says which ones you really need to restock that sell at the dealership, right? So talk to us about that.
Yeah, here lately, a lot of dealers have been able to sell more than they've been carrying. We try to always teach dealers that you don't need 150 to sell 100. But right. In order to do that, you have to be proactive instead of reactive. When I mean about that, a lot of times the system won't tell you to go buy a certain unit until you sell it. Well, then it takes 7 to 14 days to transport that car, get it through service, while that slot is sitting empty. So if you can look ahead and know what cars are already getting some activity, both on its age, its price point, maybe even conversion percentages online, what activity are you getting off your website, search engine marketing? If that car is older than, priced more aggressive than what they tend to sell for, it's already getting activity, start finding, and it should be gone in the next 7 to 10 days. Why not be buying that replacement now? So we look at historical data off the dealership's lot. We're not an inventory management market tool like a vAuto or Max Digital that looks at market data. We're trying to look at what's happening on your lot. Here's some cars, and be proactive and get ahead of that, because a lot of guys might have a big weekend and sell 20 cars when they're only used to selling 10. Now that you got to scramble and buy a bunch, and then that jams up, turn around and everything. So get ahead of it and look at market data, your inventory data, your own data, and see, should I go ahead and start looking at the replacement, get ahead of this.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Have you found that to be the case out there, Derek, that dealers are struggling with the best way to acquire inventory during times like this?
Yeah, we've talked to quite a few dealers, obviously, in the past few months in itself, and a lot of dealers are saying that they're having trouble acquiring the cars and getting the cars into it. Not only that, like stocking it in time because the market is so high.
Yeah.
So, Jason has some really good points there of like, get ahead of the game. And part of that is that some dealers that we talk to are actually like working with the marketing managers and seeing where the signals are of which vehicles are getting a lot of attention, like digital wise. And so we're seeing that with a lot of dealers, like the used car manager and the marketing managers all kind of working together. Hey, this particular vehicle is getting high number of VDPs, high engagement, high signals. Hey, let's look to capture that car and start stocking that car early on because there's just so much high attention to it.
Yeah.
All right, you can catch the rest of that conversation and get all of your updated market data right here at cbtnews.com. If you haven't already, make sure you've signed up to become a member of CBT News. Members have all access to all things retail automotive, from breaking news stories and market trends, in-depth interviews, and extensive training tools for your dealership. CBT is your home for all things retail automotive. You can also find current market data from coverage of the updated retail SAAR to inventory levels at the CBT News Market Center, powered by LotLinx. That wraps up our show for today, but be sure to check out tomorrow's headlines on the CBT Newscast. And of course, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Thanks for watching CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry. This is CBT News, the voice of the retail automotive industry.